Letters 1 to 6 of President Nguyễn Thế Quang of the Republic of Vietnam Government in Exile to U.S. Secretary John Kerry. Open Letter 1 to Secretary John Kerry. Dear Sir, my name is Quang Nguyen. I am a Vietnamese American. I am concerned with China's ambition to transform international South China Sea into its own lake and to annex Vietnam. China is actually threatening the security of the world, including the United States of America. I would like to inform you that the Vietnamese people do not like communism and that they want to be sided with the U.S. and the world of freedom and democracy. The Vietnamese people have suffered from communism for over 70 years, since Ho Chi Minh, a Chinese spy, introduced it to Vietnam. The communists had lied to the Vietnamese people and had blocked them from all the truth about the world. Now, owing to the Internet, the Vietnamese people already know the whole truth about communism and China's ambition to annex Vietnam and South China Sea. China is now making very aggressive moves, and I'm very concerned about it. On behalf of the Vietnamese people, I would like to ask for your help. Please do all what you can to help us from being dominated by the Chinese communists. Thank you very much for your consideration. Sincerely, Quang Nguyen, phone 408-623-1814, founder and president of Viet Democratic Party, January 13, 2016. Open Letter 2 to Secretary John Kerry. Dear Sir, territorial sovereignty and ownership of inhabitable islands by nature are two different concepts. According to UN clause, China or any other nation could own the Paracel Islands and Spratly Islands, but no one can claim territorial sovereignty over them and build military bases on them, because these islands are inhabitable by nature. South China Sea is an international sea belonging to no one. Thus, everyone should be able to enjoy the freedom of navigation on its waters and over its space. China's military bases recently built on the Paracel and Spratly Islands are not legal and should be removed for the sake of the world security. As the single world superpower, the U.S. should assume the responsibility to remove the threat put up by China and should not be intimidated by the Chinese communists. Sincerely, Quang Nguyen, Dân Chủ Việt, January 13, 2016. Open Letter 3 to Secretary John Kerry, U.S. State Secretary. Dear Sir, I would like you to help the Vietnamese people set up a provisional democratic government to fight against the Chinese communists and its Viet Cong puppet. I think the Vietnamese communist regime now is already part of China. It is no longer independent from China. Besides, it's very clear now that the Vietnamese Communist Party leaders have decided to be sided with China, not with the U.S. I think we Americans should not be intimidated by the Chinese communists. They ignore our core interests related to freedom of navigation on the international South China Sea. Sincerely, Quang Nguyen, Dân Chủ Việt, January 14, 2016. Open Letter 4 to Secretary John Kerry, U.S. Secretary. Dear Sir, my name is Quang Nguyen. I am a Vietnamese American. I have a concern about China's aggressive moves in South China Sea recently. China keeps on building military bases even though we insist that it is illegal and should be stopped. China seemingly ignores our core interest of freedom of navigation on international waters and space on South China Sea. Evidently, China is threatening the regional security as well as that of the world. I'm also concerned about China's greedy ambition to annex Vietnam. I would humbly ask you to help the Vietnamese people to set up a provisional government to fight against Chinese invaders and China's puppet government. The Vietnamese communist leaders want Vietnam to be part of China, but the Vietnamese people want Vietnam to be independent and to be on the side with the U.S. and the world of freedom and democracy. I believe with a clear signal of support from the U.S. government and some financial help, the Vietnamese people will start a revolution against the Chinese communists and the Vietnamese communists. If you, on behalf of the U.S. government, gave me an official permission in writing to help set up the Provisional Democratic Government of Vietnam, I would do my best. I would contact all the anti-communist parties and organizations inside Vietnam and abroad to work on setting up the Provisional Democratic Government of Vietnam. It, on behalf of the Vietnamese people, would in time call on the U.S. and the Allies for help in liberating Vietnam from Chinese and communist domination. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Quang Nguyen, Dân Chủ Việt, January 14, 2016. Open Letter 5 to Secretary John Kerry. Dear Sir, I'm wondering if you have had a chance to talk to our President about my request yet. The one that I asked the U.S. government to help the Vietnamese set up a provisional democratic government to fight against the Chinese communist invaders and its Viet Cong puppet. While waiting for your response, I keep on working on gathering talented people to the Forum of Provisional Government Study. Quite a few of them appear to doubt about my request. Mr. John Kerry, can you give me a clear evidence so that I could convince them? Also, please give me a call at your convenience. Thank you very much, and may God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Sincerely, Quang Nguyen, Dân Chủ Việt, January 19, 2016. Open Letter 6 to Secretary John Kerry. Dear Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for the first part of the letter. I am very glad to hear that you have discussed the request with President Obama and sent a copy of my letter to the Senate. However, I am not happy at all with the second part of the letter because I am not interested in any money-related issue. I cannot help you with it. Sorry. I am a Catholic, having trust in Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I am a U.S. citizen, and I never want to get involved in illegal activities. I just want to lead a good, simple life on earth and want to go to paradise with God when I die. I have a heart for Vietnam and its people because I myself is Vietnamese, though I am also American. I do not want our Vietnamese people to become once again dominated by China, and do not want China to annex Vietnam and South China Sea and threaten the world's security. I will keep this confidential as you requested it, but I have to say that you really disappointed me with your letter. I would like to receive a letter from our President Obama with White House letterhead. In the meantime, I would like to talk to you on the phone for about 5 minutes. If you don't mind, please give your phone number and the best time to call. Thank you. For now, I will temporarily remove you from the group Provisional Government Study. I am longing to hearing from you on the phone and receiving President Obama's letter. Sincerely, Quang Nguyen. Phone 408-623-1814, January 22nd, 2016.
Này công dân ơi, đứng lên đáp lời sông núi.